Happy Monday, everybody. We're going to get right into the Monday musing for today. I do pray you had a good weekend and things are working out in this new year. Today we're going to cover temptation and stewardship. This Monday musing is rooted in a Sunday school lesson that I taught yesterday, as well as a couple conversations I've had over the past few weeks and some changes going on in my life. So yesterday I taught a Sunday school lesson entitled Satan Tempts Jesus and covered 3 core items or areas in which Satan did tempt Jesus and how they correlate to our lives. For those that know the story, he told Jesus to turn stone into a piece of bread because he had been fasting. So he's basically, hey, you're Jesus, turn that stone into some bread and go on and eat. Another one he did was take him up high and showed him the whole world. Hey, all of this, I can give it to you. You want some power? I give you all the power you need. And another temptation was took him to another location, top of a church, and says, hey, look here, throw yourself down. God gonna take care of you. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, and that's kind of how I teach because sometimes it can relate to people a little better. But basically, that was the last one. Go ahead. You ain't going to hurt yourself. God says the angels got charge over you. You'll be fine. So we relay that to our own lives. So the first one, area of temptation, bread, meaning things that we should not be consuming. We get tempted a lot. Some of us have poor eating habits, poor diets, and we share with others. We're on prayer lists. Lord, help me with my high blood pressure. Help me with my diabetes. Help me with my weight. I'm going to lose weight. 2019, I'm in the gym. And a lot of it is because we fail our regular temptations in the area of consumption, whether it's food, whether it's beverage. Some people struggle with alcoholism. These are all areas of temptation that we battle with. And of course, if you read the story, then you understand that Jesus basically used scriptures to combat everything the devil had to say. He was able to say, man shall not live by bread alone, meaning you will not survive on these things that you feel like you must put into your body in order to do okay. So that's a temptation that we can figure out how to overcome. Next one had to do with the powers. And I can make you powerful. We fail in this area because we feel like if we can be in more control of something, if we can mandate something, we can dictate something, then that's going to make us better. And we can start out as a guy in the mailroom or lady in the mailroom, and we get one position up, and so somehow that's not good enough. We need to be the manager's manager. We need to be that manager's manager. We want to be the VP. And not that those things aren't good. They're great. They're fantastic. That's how you move, change, and grow. However, we have to learn, as Paul says, whatever state we in, to be content, meaning do the best that you can do in that current state, in that current position, because you may have to be there for a while because God has not determined you can move further. Then you're going to need to figure out how to be content right there and do the best you can right there in that situation. So that's a temptation that we also have to battle. Wanting that power, wanting that thirst for things of this world, wanting to figure out how we can get more than we will ever need. Okay. Last one had to do with throw yourself down. God's going to take care of you. That's when we're tempting God. We're tempting his grace. We tempt his mercy. We're pushing that envelope like, God, you got me, and how we hear all the time. He knows my heart. Well, the problem is he does know your heart. He does know that you know better. And for those that don't know better, when he gives the opportunity to know better, that's when we're supposed to what? Do better. Okay? So these are 3 areas of temptation that we struggle with. And the title of Monday Musing today is Temptation and Stewardship. Because honestly, we fail in stewardship because we keep failing in temptations. We're not a good steward over our bodies because we want to consume things that are not healthy for us, are not good for us. That makes us poor stewards in that area, right? Comes to things of power and things that we want to acquire, things like that. We're not good stewards financially. That's that area. I've been having conversations with different people over the past few weeks or so in the area of finances and it's not a secret. Those who knew my mom knew that she lived okay. She lived decently. And with that being said, as her inheritor, I'm inheriting things that I've never had before. And the interesting thing I've learned during this process is the more that I understand myself to have, the less I want to splurge, the less I want to run through it. And I thank God that early on I learned that I kind of have to hide money from myself. And I call it hiding money from yourself, because you may have a primary bank account that you use to pay your debts and things like that. And you may have a little savings on top of that. But for many of us, we need another account, which is that we put the money over there and it just don't exist in our lives. As far as we're concerned, that account don't exist. It's just there to grow. I got into the habit of, if people give me money for my birthday or something I didn't expect, that's where that money goes. Any type of increase, when I was doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, that's where that money goes. Because pretty much that's money that is supposed to help with your future. And this is going to share because there are some people who have not quite mastered this. If they get $1, they want to spend $5. I had a conversation very recently with a loved one, and they were explaining how they got a raise at their job, and they just started thinking about, okay, well, I'm going to get another car. I'm about to move into a bigger apartment. And they start listing all these things that they want to do right away with this newfound money. And the thing is, do you know what's going to happen tomorrow? If you run through it now, what are you going to have for later? And that's a part of our failing in stewardship. And because I've showed you the 3 temptations that the devil gave to Jesus, we're seeing that we're sinning. Think about it. We're sinning when we're failing to be good stewards. So when you can't monitor your money right, and you run through money, and you run through whatever it is that you have in your life that you splurge on, and you're not good with that, look at that as a sin in your life that you need to ask God to help you with, right? And so in the last one, of course, being tempting God. When we know better, we got to do better. When we know we can't do a certain thing, we learn that something is wrong or inappropriate. And I'm not always talking scripturally. I'm talking just basic life lessons, okay? Core values. When we know that these things are not beneficial to ourselves, they cannot help mankind, we know better. So we got to do better. And all these areas help us to be a far better steward, to show God that he can trust us. That's what it turns into. He can trust us with more because we are behaving with what we have. And before you know it, you'll be sitting around wondering, how did you get to a different level in life? And you had to stop and think, wow, it took me having to recognize where I was out of alignment, got in alignment, and now I'm counting these blessings that there is no room to receive, as it says in Malachi. All right. I hope this Monday musing is helping. And please do share it with others because we all need a little help. We all have life lessons, and we need that extra little bump, that little extra leg up, that we can have a better future with more hope, more security, and above all, a deeper love for God that we can share with others. All right, everybody. Have a great one, and thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.